Hey everyone, this is Greg with AI Light Show. It is April 11th, just about 2 weeks since our last status video discussing the road to opening up sales again for the Force 1.0. So, good news first, the firmware and software upgrades for the Force 1.0 itself are fully complete at this point. So these are ready to go out. I wanted to quickly just show you some of the new features that are on the unit. I'm not going to be showing any lights or anything. Those will be kept for the tutorial and demo videos that are going to be uploaded onto our social media channels. But for now, I just want to show you on the unit itself some of the new features that you'll have access to. All right, so we have a new fully upgraded Force 1.0 unit here, and I'm only going to touch on some of the new key features that have been added recently. We are in run mode. I don't have any audio playing at the moment, but I want to focus on these three soft buttons you see at the top. Those are all new. So the one on the left is called Fixture Group Overrides. The unit now offers 6 different fixture groups that you can use at your disposal. So as you are setting up your DMX universe in the app, as you drag fixtures from the library into the universe, you assign those fixtures to one of the 6 fixture groups. Now this gives you a ton of control options. Let's just dive into this button here. All you have to do is press and hold it, and you access that menu, and the autonomous light show being generated in the background will continue to run as you access these menus. You can see there's 6 different sections here, one corresponding to each of the different fixture groups. So we have fixture group number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By default, they are all set to on. At any point, you can decide to turn off a specific fixture group, and the unit will respond instantaneously. You can turn them back on at any point. I mean, if you want to shut off a couple moving heads, for example, you can do that. You can turn it back on whenever you want. You can see the section on top here is called the wash mode option. So at any point you can decide to turn certain fixture groups into a wash feature, where the fixtures in that group will now start generating a consistent light output. It will not be dynamically changing like the rest of your other fixtures responding to the music, but it will continue to morph between the colors that are used by the effects engine as it generates the light show. And you can turn that on and off at will. There's another page here. You can see right now, by default, all 6 fixture groups are not assigned. This is corresponding to a particular customizable color bank assignment. So at any point, you can decide, I want my up lights to be set to my customizable color bank number 5. I want, say, my moving heads, if they were on group 2, to be assigned to color bank number 3. Maybe on this bank, you customize that color bank to focus those moving heads at some position in your venue and focus a certain gobo at the wall. Who knows? The options go on and on. So you can make all these selections. All you have to do is hit the update button, and immediately the box will react appropriately. You can use a sync button, and as you do that, if you press up, you can see all of them change at once. So you can assign all of your fixture groups to the same customizable color bank if you would like. You can press the sync button again, and now you can individually control separate ones at your will. All right, so that's that menu. Let's go back. Now we have, I'll jump way to the right, we have the color overrides button. So you go into that. This gives you access to, once again, all of the 10 customizable color banks that you set off the main menu here. But at any point, you can see none of them are selected currently. But at any point, you can say, I want the effects engine to only utilize the color that I specified in color bank number 5. And immediately the effects engine will respond and only utilize that color. You can say, I want to use that one, that one, that one, and that one. And the effects engine will only utilize those colors and it will not generate anything else itself. You can turn this feature off just by turning those off, and the box will now start generating its own colors, mixing its own colors based on the decision process it's making internally. Now a third button here is a quick load feature. If you go into that, what this gives you is access to all of the 10 DMX universes you can possibly save on the Force 1.0. At any time, you can decide to load any one of these individual DMX universes without having to exit run mode. Now a good example of when this may come in handy is, let's say the current DMX universe running, you can find your movers within the dance floor. And let's say at a first dance or something, you want your moving heads to be focused at the ceiling. So for that example, let's say you have, right now I have DMX Universe 1 loaded. All you have to do is pick the appropriate DMX Universe, press that button, and within a few seconds, that DMX Universe will be loaded and immediately it will start responding without having to do anything else. All right, we can turn right back to the main menu. All right, so that's some of the new features that you have access to in run mode. One other thing I want to point out is as you access your shift operator functions, which if you're not familiar with those, we will provide further detail.
But as an example, if I hold down the max button and access the max shift operators, you now get a button assignment key here. So this tells you what all the different capacitive touch sensors on the unit are assigned to. So for example, right now I have bass plus pulse detection. That's the audio conditioning block I'm using. And you can see right here, bass in is assigned to this button on top. So all you have to do is just tap that. It'll show you got it selected. I have my automatic gain control function on. I can turn that off as I want. So this is essentially a key. And you can access page 2, and it'll tell you exactly what these buttons will respond to. Release that, you're right back to the main menu. And static scenes, press that, it'll tell you I'm on page 1. Scene 1 corresponds to this button. Scene 2, this one, 3, 4, 5. So this is basically it's a cheat sheet, for lack of a better term. All right. Now we can get out of this. So go back to the main menu. And one thing I want to talk about is the color banks in the scene. So let's go into there. All right, so in here, like I said, you have 10 color banks that you can customize, each with an individual RGB amber white UV mix that you can make. In addition, there are 18 channel groups. Now, each channel group can take on any number of channels in your DMX universe. So let's say you have 2 identical moving heads. In the app, you can say, I want the gobo wheel of those 2 moving heads assigned to channel group number 1. I want the color wheels of those 2 channel groups assigned to 2, the prisms assigned to 3. And what you can do here is now you can, as you're modifying, I'm on bank number 10 currently, color bank number 10. You can start modifying this for color bank number 10. And as you do this, you will get real-time feedback from the lights connected to the unit. So you can fine-tune all of this for your particular color bank and see your lights respond instantaneously as you're fine-tuning this. And you can do this. You have, like I said, you have 18 channel groups for each bank. So now I'm off to bank 1, same thing. You got a hex color that you can mix, as well as 18 channel groups that can be assigned and utilized as you would like. Now, once you set up your 10 color banks, you can go into your scene builder. For scene number 1, it gives you access to all your 6 fixture groups, and you can assign each one of those fixture groups to a different color bank. So if you want, say, you got a whole bunch of moving heads in your room and you want your scene number 1 to have the first uplight to be red, the second blue, green, and then whatever, you can do that by assigning group 1 to a certain color bank, group 2 to another color bank, yada, yada, yada. Or if you would like, you can assign all your fixture groups to the same color bank for that particular static scene. And you have 10 static scenes that you can create, all based off the utilization of the customizable color banks. So aside from that, the internal effects engine has also been upgraded. It now has the intelligence to be able to build and generate more effects than it could previously. Now, the effects it's able to generate is based on the data it receives from your DMX universe. And remember, the effects in the light show is generated in real time. It builds effects from scratch as it gets data from the audio, and it analyzes the information from your DMX universe.
Okay, now some other updates that are needed. We are now fully certified to sell within the European Union. So as of today, we are covered throughout the United States, Canada, and the European Union. We will be moving over to the UK to gather all necessary certifications to sell there, and then we will be expanding from that point onward. Now, the big question that's remaining is when will we ship and open up sales again? So the last piece of the puzzle here is our Force 1.0 application. This is the app that's required to set up your DMX universes on a PC or a Mac and then transfer that data and save it off to the Force 1.0. We are in the final stages of all the upgrades required to that app, but the work here will carry into May. I know it's unfortunate for a lot of people there who've been waiting for a while. I don't have an exact date in May of when this work will be finished, but that is the gating element to when we will be able to open up and start selling again. Now, many of you have been waiting quite a while to get the opportunity to buy one of these units, and your frustration has not fallen on deaf ears. We do sympathize. And as a result, we will be offering a discount for this upcoming production run. Now, the amount of discount that we are going to be offering is still being negotiated internally, but believe me, we will be offering a discount on these upcoming units. I think that's just about all aspects I wanted to cover here. I will be providing another status video in a couple weeks, maybe sooner, depending on how things are going. But in the meantime, just don't hesitate to reach out to any of us as we move forward here with questions. And I look forward to talking with you again in a couple weeks or sooner. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will talk to you later.